Hey everybody, Silver Lion back with another video, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Today's video is going to be about gold versus silver, the pros and cons of each and which one you should be stacking the most right now. So gold and silver, which one is the best? And which one should you be stacking at this very moment? Well, it depends on what your goal is exactly. Are you trying to have more silver than gold? Are you trying to have more gold than silver? Are you trying to have an equal balance? It's really more of a gray area for some of us stackers. It just really depends on the certain person, a certain budget, what you're willing to work with and what you're obviously able to work with right now. Silver is obviously still a little bit low. It's starting to come up on the rise right now. We've actually had a pretty decent spike in the spot prices. So that might be something to look out for. I did buy a decent amount when it was low because I had a feeling it was going to shoot right back up. I'm hoping it stays on the up, because if it stays on the up, that means my money is being more protected by the spot price. And speaking of protecting my money, the first of these two metals that I would actually like to talk about is gold. So obviously the reason is, a big reason that we all stack is a wealth preservation. And I do believe that that is gold's job, is to preserve wealth. You know, this isn't really a metal that is cheap. It is more expensive, obviously, than silver. Platinum is up there with the gold price, but I do believe gold has been more widely recognized as its big value. You know, a lot of people have always used gold to pay with and buy with, and to use as kind of a status. You know, you see all these rappers and all these big guys wearing gold chains, gold watches. You know, everything's gold. It's flashy. It's out there. It's in your face, kind of. And with it almost being $2,000, if you buy an ounce of it, that's more money that you are being able to save, to hold, to make sure that that money, that $2,000 that you might be spending on an ounce of gold right now, is not going to lose its value over time, because you have put it into a precious metal that more or less rises with inflation prices. You know, something that you could have bought with an ounce of gold maybe 50 years ago, it's not worth the same amount as it would be today. Say an ounce of gold 50 years ago was, I actually don't know the numbers, maybe like 10 bucks. But that same ounce is now worth $2,000. You know, it's the same with shoes. Say 50 years ago, you could buy a $10 pair of shoes, but now those shoes cost $60. So I do believe that gold holds definitely a higher value, and you are able to save more money with less weight. That is definitely the pro with gold. And the big obvious with gold is that it's so expensive. It's something that maybe some of us have to save up just to buy an ounce. I actually currently do not have an ounce of gold. I have a 10 gram right there. That's the year of the bunny you see. A gram is sitting next to it. And then I have a 5 gram down below and a 2.5 gram. And I do have a little bit of some gold backs here, as you can see. That's not every single one that I have, but that is a little bit. But that's kind of the issue with gold, is the price wise. You know, it's so expensive. Some people can't, you know, pony up the dough for a whole ounce of gold. So I put my money in the small increments, obviously 10 to 1 gram. I do think now, learning a little bit more, that it was kind of bad to buy the 1 gram because of such a high premium on it. So I'm kind of trying to stay away from it. But if we see silver keep going up and up and up and up, and it's not really worth to buy, I might switch over to saving up a little bit more so I can get those ounces of gold. I also think I do need to start switching over to gold because I don't have very much. I think I need to start diversifying just a little bit more. Maybe not too much because, like I said, it's expensive. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. It's just way easier to save up that money to buy the gold. It's more of a savings account, like I've said in other videos. But at the same time, silver is obviously cheaper. It's easier to get smaller increments when you are going to go to sell. You know, you might be able to get like $25 right now, maybe 24 if you're lucky, because that is spot. Most dealers will buy your stuff at spot price. It doesn't matter if you bought them at a higher premium or a higher spot. They are more likely to buy your stuff at the current spot price of whatever that time may be. Obviously, silver right now is being greatly more affected than gold by the spot. It's rising at a rapid pace. It's only come up $2, I believe. I think it's sitting at a little over 24. I haven't checked in about an hour or two, but that's definitely something to keep an eye on. You know, find maybe a website that has it, or find a page on Google or something that has it. I always look on SD Bullion's website because they always post that stuff. They always have great deals and pretty decent prices also. So I shop around a little bit though. I'll go to coin dealerships every once in a while. Sometimes with my job that I do, it's hard to get out and go to these coin shops, especially getting out a little bit later. Not too late, but everybody's usually closed by the time I'm off work, so it's a little bit more difficult, but I make it manage. But silver is definitely great for those small increments. Obviously, you can still put that same amount of money you would buy the gold into silver, but the thing is, you're going to be adding a lot more weight when you're going to put that money into silver. You know, it's easy to walk around with, you know, $50,000 in gold compared to silver. I mean, you'd be walking around with a lot of weight and you'd be hurting after a couple of minutes. I can almost guarantee you that with the same price. The difference, and the big major difference, at least for me, some of you might have different opinions. And if you do have a different opinion, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about gold versus silver. But the biggest difference is the weight and how much you can put away. If you're using gold as a savings account, that's great. That's awesome. To preserve a big lump sum of money, that's what gold is for. Silver, obviously you can do the same. It's a little bit harder because you're going to have so much more of it. You're going to run out of space fairly quickly compared to gold. But like I said, smaller increments you will be able to buy with or sell with silver. It'll be easier to barter if for some reason that ever happened where we would need a barter system. It's not impossible, especially after what I just talked about in my last video, what's going on next month in August, which is something to look out for. But, you know, whatever you feel like stacking, that is obviously completely up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money or what to do with your money. If you found this video informational, please let me know in the comments below. If you can, just please hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get notified every time I post videos on this channel. And that would be greatly appreciated. And just let me know about your opinions and what you think about gold versus silver. Obviously, you should stick to your own personal goals, your own personal budget, whatever you can work with. I recommend you do work with it. This is always a great asset to have in your portfolio. Obviously, there's other things that you can be doing with your money, but if you don't have very much, I would recommend staying on the silver side. Gold is very expensive. I tend not to stack it too much, but I think I'm going to start saving up a little bit and start switching over to gold, but we'll see what the future brings me. But for now, I still am stacking a decent amount of silver, especially with what the prices were not too long ago. and you never know, they might start rising even more. So it's never a bad time to start stacking silver and gold. You know, if you can, get your hands on either or, in my opinion. I think they're both great, and I think you guys should think the same way I do. But that is just my opinion, and I think we are running out of time for this video. But yeah, let me know what you guys think.